All right, so Imu is here at Elbalf, and in this chapter, he immediately puts everybody to shame, just flexing on the fact that he is the king of the world. He is the devil man that rules over all. He is the sea devil, and just immediately exerting the fact that this gives major endgame level vibes. This gives the fact that the objective in this part of this arc is not to defeat Imu, it's to survive, to just run out the clock. Because I honestly don't think there is a way the Straw Hats, with all their powers combined, can beat Imu at this point in the story. All right, so One Piece chapter 1180 titled Omen is here, and it's fun fact about the chapter: the word omen can be read with the kanji that parallels the kanji for hockey, but it also can be paralleled for the word maki, as in demonic aura. And if you ever wondered why Makima from Chainsaw Man has that name, there you go. That's it. Her name literally means demonic aura. I'm not sure about Maki from Jujutsu Kaisen. That might be something totally unrelated, but we'll see how that plays out, okay? So Imu first shows up, and he's there in an epic double-page spread in his immaculate form. He's got the black fire with the eye sticking out of it. He's got his weird-looking crooked Naginata staff. All right, and Imu is a big person. All right, he's a big dude. All right, he's not giant size. He's not, the size of like Haruden or any of the ancient giants, but he is, I'd say, Whitebeard and Kaido size. All right, so over 20 feet tall. Basically the size of a plushie if a giant was holding it. All right, not big enough to be one, but big enough to like you could see him, like his whole body be the size of their arms. All right, and remember, because we saw Imu sitting at the top of Ars Castle, and he was sitting up there pretty comfortably like a bird or something. So yeah, Imu is a big person, and Imu first shows up. His first lines at Elbalf is, "Who is the king of this country?" Now that's a bit of an odd one, because the whole point of Imu showing up via Gunko possession was the fact force a new rulers on Elbalf, because Imu had lost Harold, and Harold had been killed 14 years ago, and so there had been no sovereign in this country for the last 14 years. This gets into a little of a problem. So why Imu should know this already? There is no king of the country. So this leads me to believe that there's some kind of lag or time delay in information that he was getting, or is this the after fact of manifesting on the lower realm, going to Elbalf? We saw how much of a struggle that was for Imovia. There was blood, there was some pain involved, so clearly taking on this form and ascending to the lower realms must cause some kind of lag or some kind of delay. But Imu asked the question, who is the king of this country? Dorian Bargy immediately responded saying, who the hell are you? What's going on? What is this? And they respond, there is no king in this country. And Imu immediately gives the side eye and sees Summer, who's being held up by Gerd. Remember, Gerd is holding up Summers' little tiny body after he'd been chopped up to little pieces. And Summers freaks out, seeing his boss just saying, oh my god, great Lord Imu, oh my god, please, sorry, I'm not failing here, please don't get mad at me. And Imu immediately, like that, goes over to where Gerd is and chops off her fingers. All right, he chops off her index finger on her left arm, her index finger on her right arm, and her thumb as well. So basically, Gerd has lost her index and thumb finger on both her right and left arm. And so then Imu asks questions. What are you doing, Summers? I sent you here to do a job. What are you doing? And so Summers immediately is saved by his boss, essentially. Remember, Summers' body was trying to put itself back together, but he's being pulled back by Gerd. And so Gerd sees her fingers fall off, and she's like, but what? Hold on, what happened? And usually when you get hurt, you don't know it right away, particularly if you have a wound or a gunshot wound, adrenaline's pumping, you don't know right away in the heat of battle. But this was Gerd just standing there, and it happened so fast, she didn't even have time to react. And then we see Summer's body fall to the ground, and both Haruden and Zoro are like, Gerd, what's going on? Oh my god. And then you just hear, and then everybody rushes to Gerd after her fingers have been chopped off because she's obviously bleeding. And then Choppers is like, what the hell is going on? What is he? What's going on? Again, everybody is freaking out. They've never seen this before. They've never seen this kind of hockey before. And the buildings are still giving the do-do-do-ga-ga sound effect. Again, this is giving me, the drums of oppression, as the fandom is calling it. This is Emus essentially letting him know, yeah, this is my turf now, okay? I didn't want to come down here. I didn't want to come down Elbalf, but now I have to. And now that I'm here, everybody is going to die. Everybody is going to die. I didn't want it to come to this. I wanted to rule over this land. But no, I have to basically put you all in the ground for thinking you could challenge me directly. And so they all run. So then all the new giant war pirates, Stanson, Hiruden, they all rush to Gerd, all right, who just lost her fingers, all right? And then Zoro, Pirate Hunter Zoro, Roanoke Zoro, everybody's favorite, Toei Animation's favorite, you know they love animating his fight scenes, immediately goes to confront Imu, all right? And we see the height difference, all right? Imu is at least 3 times the size of Zoro, okay? And we see how big the difference is, all right? And then so Summers gets back his mechanical heart, and then he's like, okay, whew, got my heart back, this is good. And Zoro sees up against Imu, and then Zoro asks the question, are you another one of those holy knights? Are you another one of those gods knights that was here to take over? And then Hiruden, listen, I feel bad for Hiruden, okay? You were bullied by your younger brother. You effectively had to watch Big Mom when she was little kill your heroes, all right? And then you basically have to live with the fact that your father effectively decided to entrust everything to Loki, and his only words were, hey Loki, make sure you get along with your brother. No last words for you, no ancient deal fruit power for you, none of that. You didn't get anything, all right, from your dad, okay? Given the fact that, although in hindsight, it probably would have been better for Hiruden, because Harold's entrusting Loki with a lot of things that kind of ruined his life in a lot of ways, but that's a whole other discussion for things to discuss. So Hiruden, captain of the new giant warrior pirates, son of King Harold the Benevolent, throws back his fist and tries to punch Imu. Just says, whoever you are, this is an enemy. You're attacking my crew. Now, again, people are clowning Hiruden. I'm not. He's the captain. This would be like if Luffy saw Usopp lose a leg, or if he saw Nami lose an ear. He would be fumingly pissed off, all right, to see one of his crewmates attacked. So he rears up his giant gauntlet and he goes to straight punch Imu in the face. All right, he does not mess around. He's like, all right, here you go. But Stanson, God bless you, Stanson. You're coming in the clutch, because this could have been a lot worse if you didn't show up. He immediately recognizes, oh, no, Hiruden, you're not built for this. You're not your brother. Again, I feel bad for Hiruden. He's basically been like the forgotten son in his family. He doesn't have the ancient devil fruit. He doesn't have Conqueror's Hawk. He doesn't have any of the cool shit that, his father and brother had. But he immediately is like, I got this. I can take him down. And Stanton's like, no, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't. No, you cannot. He kicks him out of the way, all right? And then Imu immediately uses his Naginata staff and then just slices down Stanson's legs, all right? And then while this happens, Stanson's like, we don't know what this guy's made of. We don't know if he's built different, all right? And Stanson's instincts were correct, because if that hit had connected Hiruden's whole arm would have been gone. Not just his forearm, his whole arm, literally to the shoulder, would have just been gone, all right? If not, he would have been killed. So Stanson's actions quickly saved Hiruden from being down or appendage, if not been killed on sight. All right, Stanson freaks out, and then Chopper's like, oh my God. And they all realize rightly, okay, no, we are not built for this. We cannot handle this. This is way out of our league, okay? We are not going to be able to take this guy on, okay? So they all basically say, get away from him, just leave, just fall back, retreat, no, hit save, we're not fighting this boss fight. Nope, we're coming back later, all right? We are not built for this, okay? And then they decide to get away from him, all right? And then you've got everybody from just saying, who is this person? What's going on? And Zoro. I know when Toei animates him, when they finally give him his big moment, when they put him in the spotlight, you know they're going to make him be like, oh yeah, he's going to go off. He's going to use Santori or whatever, all right? Zoro decides to use his 3-sword style, King of Hell, all right? Purgatory, all right? This was the same techniques that he used to defeat King towards the end of one, all right? He gears up and attacks. He just unloads his hockey and just says, here you go. You've got Conqueror's hockey encoding on it from what it looks like in this panel here. And he decides to attack Imu directly. And Imu turns his head, looks back, raises his tail, and blocks it. I want to say this again. He turned his head and blocked his tail. 3-sword style, Conqueror's hockey, onigiri. He's like, no. Imu just looks at it. He's like, I'm sorry. Is this it? I'm sorry. Did I just get by a mosquito? What happened? Am I hearing something? He no-diffed a 3-sword style attack with his tail. And listen, I don't know about you, but this always gives me a scene when somebody decides to fight you with their appendage that is not their arms, or they use like their legs or their tail. They are disrespecting you. They're not even acknowledging a serious threat. They're just like, okay, all right, here you go. Hit me with the best shot. Come on. I want you to hit me as hard as you can. This is Imu basically telling Zoro, okay, I want you to hit me as hard as you can. Take your best shot, unload your haki at me, and see what you got. And it does nothing. It does 0 damage. All right, Imu is level 99. Zoro in this fight is level 5. He has 0 damage, okay? And Imu raises his hand, pulls back his index finger and thumb like this, and says, Omen. A black fire, basically kind of like Amaterasu from Naruto, and points it at Zoro, and then just flicks it at his face, and boom! A massive explosion happens, and Zoro is sent reeling. His head is just almost ripped off. Chopper freaks out, is like, oh my god, Zoro! And Hiruden, God bless you. I gotta give him credit, alright? He is no push. Hiruden is no coward. Is Hiruden as strong as his father and brother? No. Is he as cool? Most definitely not. But is he a coward? No way in hell you can call Hiruden a coward, alright? He is not no pussy punk bitch, alright? He is gonna stand on business and he's gonna fight for his homeland and protect his friends. He'll get his ass kicked, but he definitely won't do that. And so then you just see this massive explosion. You see this mini monster show up, and again with the Omen, and there's this boom explosion that basically rocks all the houses, and everybody is just freaking out like, what happened? Hiruden, Zoro, what happened? And Hiruden, in like this glorious, double page spread with his arms out, like he just got hit with a final flash, is just reeling, and Zoro is just sitting on the ground covered up his face like, damn. I want to repeat this again. Imu has basically looked at Zoro and Hiruden and basically used 2 attacks to basically take them out of the fight. That's it. Just 2 attacks, take them out of the fight. And then Imu immediately goes over to Summer's location and then is like, all right, Summers, we have work to do. We have shit to do. There is a job to do. We cannot screw around here anymore, right? We're on a time clock, okay? Everybody's asking, what are these black flames? And then Imu shares his power via the Omen, the black flames, and heals Summers. Summers, who was a racist, sexist, piece of shit, and sadist, all rolled up into one big ball, just became more powerful. So I know the God's Knights at this point have been treating it as a gag, given how easy of a threat they've been able to neutralize by the Straw Hats. But Imu showing up, giving Summers his power boost, basically means he's a racist times infinity, all right? He is just up there living his best life. He is just up there unloading all this. He's dressed in blackface. He's wearing the KKK hat. He's being a racist to the upteenth degree, all right? He's just ready to tear shit up, all right? And now he's more powerful, all right? And Imu, after healing Summers, is like, hey, we gotta go. We got a job to do, all right? And Summers bends the knee like he's a Sith apprentice to his Sith Lord master. Is like, yes, my master. Yes, my master. And so Hiruden is just like, oh shit, okay, we have to do. Hiruden and Zoro are just out. They're done, all right? And then he tells quickly Summers, we gotta go. Imu then just bolts up into the sky, all right? And one of the things that stood out to me is the fact that in this scene, we don't see, all right, we see the houses revert to their previous form. Again, this is a little different than Big Mom's soul powers, because when Big Mom animates objects, they stay animated, all right, as far as we know. So this leads me to believe the fact that it's more of a haki effect, or in this case, Maki effect. No, not the Jujutsu Kaisen one, the chainsaw man. No, this one, okay? This one. We see the house go back to normal, all right? And then Chopper is like, oh shit, we got to get everybody medical help. They've been seriously injured. They need medical attention, all right? Just get Zoro into the building right now, all right? Everybody gather the injured and kids, and please, just anybody who's passed out from the Conqueror's Haki. They need help. They need help. And the funniest pen on this chapter, this is not a funny chapter. This is just basically a horror show of Imu basically flexing on everybody, is Elder Yarul. Elder Yarul has a sad face. He's got the like he's gonna cry face, and I don't know whether it's because he's sad the fact that he realizes, yeah, we're cooked, we're done, we're fucked, we're boned, we have no chance in hell of winning this fight. Or he could be like the fan and be upset that Imu is not a sexy devil lady, At least as far as we know, hey, Imu could have multiple forms. He could have multiple forms. He could shapeshift into a sexy devil lady. It's okay. There's still hope. There's still hope for this sexy devil lady. Okay, if anybody out there thirst trapping, it is still a possibility. So you're in there with the Elder Yaru, all right? You can still get your sexy devil lady. But yeah, Elder Yaru is just like, yeah, we're cooked, aren't we? Yeah, this is the end for us. Yeah, we're done. We're done. This is it. Elbalf, we're done. We can pack it up, everybody. We go. Everybody, get ready for your new masters. We're done. All right, and then over via the Transparency Barrels, they make the announcement. All right, and they say, people of Elbalf, a new enemy has emerged, someone even more dangerous than the God's Knights, all right? He has appeared on Elbalf, and Imu's wings are shown in the next panel. And this gives me major, Lunarian vibes with the fact that the wings are facing outward like they are, like a Lunarian, all right? And Imu is flying through the air with the black fire omen behind him. He's just flying in the air. And then Imu, all right, is just flying and just irradiating Haki, and everybody's freaking out like, oh my God, what's happening? And the people of Elbalf are understandably freaked out. They're like, wait, hold on. I thought we beat the game. Well, there's more? We didn't save our progress in this video game. Well, what's going on? We have to fight another boss? Okay, everybody, just control S, say your fight. We're done. We can't do this anymore. We're done. We gotta go back. We gotta go back. We gotta go back. All right, and then everybody's like, pick your weapons up. We gotta keep fighting, okay? All right, and it's an understandable conclusion like this. If I had enough of all these fires and these collapsing buildings, could you imagine if you're some poor schmuck, you're just like, tending to your garden, you're doing your own business, and then suddenly these God's Knights show up, burning buildings, taking your kids hostage, and then you've got Loki in his dragon form, everything just going straight to hell in a handbasket. And now all of a sudden, this new person shows up, bringing your house to life like it's a demonic pentagram shit, and your life has just been ruined to hell. Like, could you imagine being the average person in this world? Like, your life has just gone to shit for some bullshit reasons. You've lost your house, everything's gone to shit, and you're like, okay, I've had enough of this. I just wanted a garden, please. Yeah, I feel for the average guys inside because their lives are cooked. Yep, their houses are done. And then Imu, as he's flying by, notices Gunko, who's still encased in Ragnar's ice, and immediately doesn't take much, but he loads up his Naginata staff like it's a shotgun, points at it with the black fire, and then fires at it with a demonic demon fireball, and hits where Gunko is being held up. Again, Imu is just there trying to get all his people, heal them up, give them power, and say, okay, we're taking this country back. Okay, I'm taking over, all right? Everybody, fall back. I'm going to give you my powers and clear everybody the fuck out, all right? We're clearing this out, all right? I'm not messing around. I'm done with your shit, all right? And so we get to the next important scene in this chapter, all right? We get Gaban. Gaban has been a pirate for well over 20 years of his life. He sailed with Roger. He circumnavigated the world. He's been to Laugh-Tale. He's been to Wano. He has seen shit at God Valley, all right? And even Gaban, is like, I have never sensed hockey like this. This is even, I didn't even see anything like this on God Valley. Again, Gaban, OG pirate, been sailing the seas for decades, beat the game. Even he's like, I've never seen this. What's going on? What the fuck is this? What's going on? What's happening here in Elbalf? What's going on? And so we cut to the Walrus School. And they, so if you remember from the previous chapter, Loki and Luffy were eating some food at the Walrus School, but it was all frozen. Now, because of the fighting and the fire, it's all burnt. So being frozen to burn, I don't know how that happens, but it's One Piece. Just deal with the logic there. It happens. And so basically now all the food's burned. And so Loki's like, hey, don't complain, Luffy, all right? You're hungry, it's burned, just eat it up, all right? Just forget the taste, just gobble it down, all right? All right, stock up on every stock. And now Loki senses the hockey, and he's like, hey, stock up on energy, all right? While you can. It seems like something crazy has just showed up, all right? I'm getting major threat levels, all right? And so Luffy's like, yeah, I sense it too. Complaining about it. Ratatosker is like, squeak squeak, he's enjoying his food. So yeah, they're all just trying to chow down and eat their food, all right? And then you've got Nami. She rushes to where Jinbei and Sanji are, holding, if you remember, Killingham, who's also been chopped up in little tiny pieces, was being held up by Sanji and Jinbei's group. And Nami runs up to them and says, hey, guys, what's going on? And Jinbei responds, I have no idea, but that hockey is terrifying. If they're with the God's Knights, then we might be in some serious shit here, right? Again, Jinbei, been sailing the seas for years, a fisherman, knows he's seen a bunch of shit. He's never seen Taki like this, all right? And then so Jinbei and Frankie are like, wait, what's going on? And then, they're like, what's their target? And they realize, he's going after Killingham. And then Killingham is like, Lord Imu, I'm saved. I'm saved. These guys had me tied up to a tree, chopped up into little tiny pieces. I'm saved, my lord. Please, thank you so much. I'm so grateful. And then you see the next scene where you have your boy Sanji showing up. Oh, this is not good. Who the hell are you? And then you see an omen. All right. And then, so this leads me to believe the God's Knights all know what an omen is. They know exactly what an omen is. They're like, okay, well, what's an omen? All right. They've seen this before. And so then Imu shows up, gives Killingham the omen, and just says, there you go. And then immediately manifests. And then he just shows up with the black fire, and he's just radiating hockey and just wrecking everything. All right. And Sanji goes to fight Imu. He goes to fight Imu. I want to read this. Sanji, Blackleg Sanji, goes to fight the king of the world, Saint Imu Nerona. All right. He tries to fight Imu. All right. And so then Sanji immediately charges up. It's the blue flame. He has to be using full power. Nothing short of full power would even be worth it. And then he uses this attack, Diable Jambe. And then Imu blocks it with the bottom of his foot. All right. So, hey, Sanji fans, congratulations. You got one up on Zoro. All right. Imu used his tail to block Zoro's attack. Here, Imu uses his foot to block Sanji. So, hey, there you go. You've got your dub, Sanji fans. All right. You got your dub. All right. This is as good as it's going to get. Then Imu blocks it. And then he immediately uses another leg attack. And this time coats it with the Black Fire Omen. Kicks it at Sanji. And Sanji's like, what the hell is that? And he tries to dodge it and block it. And there is this massive explosion. Just boom. All right. And they are like, what the hell is with these black flames? What's going on? All right. And so then again, I want to read this out. Imu in this chapter has taken out the new giant warrior pirates, effectively one-shotted Zoro, one-shotted Sanji, shows up, frees his men who were being held captive, and he does this all in the span of 3 moves. All right. 4 if you count him flying around. All right. Again, this man has basically put everybody in check and is like, okay, I'm ending this game. We're done. We're not being cutesy with this shit. All right. We're done with this. So Imu shows up and he just immediately puts everybody in their place. All right. And it's just beat down. All right. And so then the chapter continues when you get a scene, all right, when you get Loki showing up, all right? He's like, he slams his foot. He slams his foot. He lets them know, who are you? Who the hell are you? And what are you doing in my country? What's going on here? All right, what are you doing? All right, what is your business? All right, here, all right? And Imu was like, 14 years ago, Harold was killed here. I have come to find the one responsible. He was my servant. Again, yeah, this is the balls. Again, Imu doesn't have balls, but he's just like, Imu probably has balls, but the fact that he's just basically telling us, I owned Harold. He was my servant, my slave, my property, and he was murdered here. I've come to take out the guy responsible for it. And he's saying this to Loki to his face. All right. Loki's whole reason for going out to sea and basically antagonizing the world government was because he was trying to avenge his father's manipulation and death. That's what he was trying to do. And so he arrives, basically telling them, Imu arrives, 14 years ago, this servant that I had, Harold, was killed here. I'm looking for the one responsible. And Loki's response is, the hell you are? Harold was my father. And more than that, he was also the king of Elbalf. All right. And Imu's like, and Loki connects the dots in his head. All right. He connects the dots in his head. He's like, wait, hold on a second. Harold was your servant. Oh, no, 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 no. You're the one. I've been looking for you for 14 years for what you did to my dad. You manipulated him. You made him your puppet, and I had to kill him to stop you from taking over this country. And now I finally get a chance to get my revenge, all right? Because, again, and so Loki's whole thing was he was going out to sea, was basically picking up where his hero Rocks left off, antagonizing the world government before he was brought in here 6 years ago by Shanks. Then, all right, Imu responds, looking up at Loki, all right? Again, Imu's not giant size. He's a big dude, but he's not giant size. He's like the size of Loki's shin almost. And he says, I see. If you hadn't been here, a lot of trials and tribulations could have been avoided. All right? And Loki's response, and Imu's basically telling him, he's like, listen, it's a shame that you're here because now a lot of people are going to die. A lot of suffering is going to happen because you're here. I didn't want to come to this. I wanted to rule over you guys, but no, you wanted your freedom. See, this is what Imu hates. He hates when people get the idea of being free. He's like, no. This is my world. You're all just living in it, all right? Now I have to live here with all of you. So it means you must obey my will, my world, all right? Mu's world, all right? And so Loki responds, you think it's bad that I'm here? No. I'm here because Elbalf is my home. Where else would I be? All right. And Loki just glaring at Imu the entire time. All right. And the chapter ends with just them facing off, glaring at each other. Now, listen, I don't know how this is going to play out. I don't think Loki can win this fight. Listen, he's got a lot going for him. He's got a mythical zone hammer that lets him control the weather. He's a black dragon that can shoot lightning. He's got Conqueror's Haki. We know he can use it in his attacks. But I don't think he's got a snowball chance in hell of beating this guy, all right? I love him. God bless you, Loki. I hope you put up a good fight, but you're not winning this fight, all right? Maybe if Loki and Luffy could team up, they could survive or run the clock out. But I just don't see a fundamental way in how they win this fight. There's just no way. Imu has basically put everybody, again, he has basically one shot at Zoro and Sanji without even using almost a decimal power, put everybody in belts to asses, and just immediately is like, okay, we're done here. So yeah, that's the end of the chapter. No break next week, so we'll see what happens there. But anyway, thanks for being here. I'm Malik. God bless you all, and have a wonderful night.